Hello, hello. Good morning or good time zone for people. Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna text Regina. Be like, hey, we're here.
Where are you?
We'll see if anyone else can come watch. If not, that's okay. But, always worth telling people.
Yeah.
And this person messaged early and was on the horizontal one, but on Thursday, people were saying that they were forced into watching the vertical one before it went live. Which is strange because people I remembered people being able to comment on the other one beforehand.
I don't know, maybe
it was a glitch. Maybe they were testing something. Maybe it's per user that they're saying, like, oh no, this person should be watching the vertical versus horizontal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been weird lately.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get your URL ready to go across the bottom of the screen.
Ouch.
Okay, that's the code. These are not guests today. I used to have everything much more organized than I do even now. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
If we keep saying it, one of these days it has to come true. I mean, that was my complete mantra, like, for the last 4 days. It's like, everything's fine. Wouldn't worry about it. Everything's fine.
How'd that work out for you?
I mean, I've had like barely any writing, but a lot of amusing nonsense. So win-win. Because yesterday, or not yesterday, now time is a weird soup right now. Thursday, there was a local conference, local showcase for local authors that I went to, and I still feel like I'm just in a state of wait, I'm awake still. Cool, because it was really, really fun, but really, really sleepy.
Found myself unsubscribed. This is actually a new channel, so there is a chance that you were subscribed to the old channel, and then when that old channel got deleted, you didn't realize. Although I had made some posts for the other on the old channel about the new channel. So, but happy to have you back. It's nice to see your dog's face again and your username chat. Mark, hello. And Regina, I started late because my mom asked me to put out the recycling exactly at 9. So we were doing a little chitty chat because I also had to realize what trees. And I had to look up Crystal's other tree selections so that I knew what we were doing. So Crystal, while you introduce yourself and while you do that, I will put up the first forest room code.
Certainly. I'm Crystal. My channel is Crystal's Cluster, where I make a cluster of content ranging from whatever I decide to do at any given day. Mostly it's just live streaming, where I stream Mondays and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Same sort of this. Live sprints, 2 to 3, 45 minutes. It's fun. We get some writing, we get some work done. I am also the author of Incarnate's Rise. Not an inevitable title. She is my secret lineage paranormal fantasy with magic, werewolves, vampires, and gods, and a woman who's thrown into a destiny that may or may not be her own. Yeah. Did I get it all? I've only had 3 sips of coffee, so I'm either under caffeinated or just something. I don't know yet. Hi. Da, 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 da.
Telling the social media assistant to not use AI for something.
Uh-oh.
She's like, oh, I'll use it to check usernames. And I'm like, no, there's literally a list of all our authors' usernames. She had made a mistake. I was like, this is really important.
Okay. I'm awake. It is Sunday. It feels like Monday. I'm sure everything is fine.
I mean, I woke up to news that there was a at Brown University. So, because I had missed the news yesterday. So that's how my morning's been going.
Well, I think that's a bit more something than me just waking up and spilling hot coffee up and down my arm.
Oh, I mean, that's not fun either.
It's fine. Too many years of working at Tim's. I have like a heat shield. So I'm just kind of like looked down at my arm going, well, that's warm and wet. Great.
Yeah, whereas to most other people, they'd be like, yeah, which is the normal reaction.
I mean, when did we ever state that I was anything close to normal?
Never, but you know. Still
I mean, when you have like an entire cup of hot chocolate poured directly on your scalp because somebody wasn't paying attention to where they were standing, it's just part of this.
Regina, no, they have not necessarily, but they do have a person of interest in custody. And Regina, speaking of catching people, I was banning comments. So can you use your wrench this morning? Because it seems to be needed. That's why the Forest Room code got so delayed. Because I said when Crystal was doing her intro, I would put the code up, and then instead I had to keep being active in the comments.
And people are I don't know if it's just me. Well, now I know it's not just me. But I feel like lately on lives, the weird counter is kind of starting to go up.
Yeah, it's happened to Holly as well.
It's like, dude, it's just no thank you.
I'm like, is it because I mean there's not an election around the corner, so I don't know why they're
like I originally thought it was because it started going up one of my gaming live streams. It was one of the reasons on my list of why I'm like, you know what, we're switching to productivity, because there was just so many.
Yeah,
weird.
But it happens to Holly too, and it's happened to me on any channel I've done, but I don't know what.
People are weird.
Yeah. But Regina, like, use that wrench because that. Hello, we're going to be starting our first productivity sprint in just a moment. The code up on screen is for the Forest app. Regina, I'm going to let you do that because, again, that's why you have the wrench.
Wow.
Yeah. Regina, please use your mod powers because that is kind of what the wrench is for, and I'm sick of having to deal with that. Crystal, do you have a wrench?
I do not.
I haven't given you a wrench.
I don't know because I don't think I've been in chat too frequently to notice. But
I'm gonna text Regina and ask her to handle this because
Oh, I think I know what it is. Because I think it's the new feature.
Well, yeah, I think, but Holly doesn't have it or doesn't use it, so it is just an uptick.
Okay.
Regina, you're in the horizontal one.
Die.
You need to go over to the vertical one.
Squish. Okay. I didn't check to see if I could actually squish it on StreamYard. I went over to the vertical stream and I squished them.
You should be able to squish it on StreamYard as long as you logged into.
I'll play around.
Yeah, like when you enter StreamYard and if you can chat through StreamYard, that means you linked your YouTube account.
Yeah.
Which means you should be able to from there.
Yeah. Should be able to. I'll mess around. I did squish them on the YouTube side.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So just we can see them.
Yeah, well, I'm deleting them now. So okay. I'm gonna leave to actually, if you hover over a comment, you should see 3 dots, Crystal, in the StreamYard side.
No. Apparently not.
No.
Nope. It's just treating it like a normal everyday web page as far as that goes.
Okay, so you can't through StreamYard. That's interesting.
The more we know. I will just move this tab over here so it's on that. Interesting way to start a morning.
Yeah. So Regina, it turns out Crystal has a wrench. It has a different thumbnail, Regina, and it has the phone emoji in the title. But like I just said, Crystal is able to handle it.
Just call me the bug zapper.
Yeah, Regina, the way to switch, though, is you go back to the channel and then you just clicked on the other one. Like they're literally both at the top with their different thumbnails. Because I made clear which ones are vertical by also making vertical thumbnails last night. We're going to start at the 9:20 mark, or sorry, the 20-minute mark. For me, it is 9:20.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah, the horizontal and vertical, Regina, are always in the same place, especially once we're already live. I wonder if we're going to get more or not.
Well, I have it open on my non-writing tab, so it's like I can see it.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't have my thing, but I can do it through StreamYard. So, okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Can people hear my mom watching the news in the other room or StreamYard suppressing the sound?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, great. Yes. Well, no, we've just been having problems, and so I'm like, give that woman a wrench.
I'm handy dandy fly swatter. I actually have one. It's somewhere.
I have a fly swatter in my apartment as well. I need to make it easier to grab, though.
Yeah.
Because currently it's out of the way, but like when I need it, I need it.
Yep.
Did you make that? That's so pretty.
Yeah, this is the mega blanket that I've been working on for the last couple of years.
You finished it.
Yep. Come here.
I love it. I love the colors.
It's awesome, and it is not straight, but that's okay because neither am I. And it's so fuzzy and cuddly, and it's designed specifically for the computer.
Designed specifically for the computer, as in when you sit at the computer, or you somehow did something that you have armholes so you can use the computer.
No, it drapes long enough so it's like covers all the way down to my feet, and I can still like it just sits on my shoulders really nicely. And it's not super big, so I'm not drowning in the darn thing. It was supposed to be for my queen size bed, and my husband's like, you're not getting another 12 balls of yarn. You're just not doing it. And I'm like, you know, I respect that decision. Computer blanket it is.
I mean, I probably would have still gotten the other 12. But it is expensive, but I would be like, but I'd use it all the time.
Yeah, I bet.
I would justify it, but I'm going to go get slippers, actually, because my feet are cold.
That's fair.
Hi, Riley.
Oh, yeah, no, it's nice. Thank you, guys. Like, I bat my eyes and I get away with a lot, but this thing already cost me almost $60 to make, and I would need to double my yarn count. I'm like, you know what? Nah. This is perfect. It's cuddly, it's warm, it's soft, and it's because it's the Bernat blanket yarn, which is just that really just soft and squishy, and we love soft and squishy.
What, Riley? Riley wanted to play soccer and then did not play soccer. So now she has to deal with the fact that I've returned to work. So wait, you're saying that you had 12 balls of yarn for $60?
Hold on. I'm actually going to stop and do the math.
Because I was like, that sounds low.
Because it was anywhere, depending on where I got the yarn. I learned very quickly to stop shopping for yarn off Amazon. I spent $23 per ball at one point, and then I bought. So no, it was closer to about $160.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, $5 a skein or cake or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't think. I'm like, where do you get your yarn? I was about to ask.
I mean, they're like, I got it. I started getting them off Amazon, and then I found them at Walmart for a little cheaper. But we're only talking about $5. And then when I went to finish this, there is a local fabric store in my region that sold it for $13.50 a skein, which was much nicer than the $18 to $25 I was paying, depending on like if I was buying from where. So I remember like, wait, one of my carts alone was $80. So I know I've spent more than that.
Yeah, I didn't specifically do math, but I was like, her math of what she was saying would have meant that a single thing of yarn would have been $5. I'm like, where?
Wait a second. If I did that, I would have been like, hubby, we're not fighting on this. I'm going to keep going. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's not even a debate.
Yeah, like not to say that like my husband and I we don't.
No, I'm not trying to make your husband sound like a villain. I
No.
don't mean that. I just mean like if they were that cheap, I would.
Feel like
And if we're a blanket that was gonna be on my bed,
yep,
that I'm making because I also want to, and it's not like, oh well, for that money you could have just paid someone, like bought a handmade blanket. Like no, this is something I want to do and I'm going to use it. Then I would have been like, if for that little money, just keep going. But yeah.
Yep. I also still have that cardigan that I made a few years ago. I still have leftover yarn from that, so I've got to think of another project to do. I'm just like, we're taking a crochet break for a while.
Yeah. You don't want your wrist to fall off.
No, I kind of need those for more important things. 7 books in a trench coat. It's not going to write itself.
I can't remember. Are you one of the lucky people who is able to do dictation, like it works for your brain, or?
Not well. At least I tried to do it. I had this software way back years ago now that you could talk into it and it would write for you. And that thing was roasted hot garbage to say the least. So I haven't tried it recently. Because it was, what was it called? Like Dragon or something like that. Like we're talking
Dragon dictation. They got better, but I don't know how long ago you were doing it.
When 2014, it was around when Target was a thing in Canada, which I was an age. That feels like a millennium ago at that point. But yeah, no, it was right when Dragon first came out, give or take. So I haven't tried it since. So it probably is better because that's what technology does. It improves.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to make a social media post manually because the scheduling on TikTok wasn't working for this account. So I just gotta.
Yeah, no worries.
I gotta publish it at the top of the hour.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have Mac. Unfortunately,
it's okay.
One of these days, I was considering getting a laptop so I don't have to be attached to my big rig if I want to actually write stuff. But
you don't have a laptop?
No, I just have this, which is the tower, 2 screens, and an arm on my desk. I used to, but I switched to big rig. I have an iPad if I feel like writing, but it's getting like more and more complicated to write between companies. Like I usually just like I write it and then I'll email it to myself, and then if I get more than one email, sometimes I lose it. I'm like, yeah, this is annoying. I need better thing. I miss the whole flash drive plug into tech transfer thing. Because I used to have back when flash drives were only like 2 gigs. That was where my book lived, and I was always transferring it between school and here and or home and laptop and computer. I like physical tech. I'm not the biggest cloud fan.
I like both, but with everything that's happening in the world, I'm starting to be a little bit more like, So I need to get another physical hard drive to do another backup.
Yeah. I've got my big black box, and then I've got a couple of spare hard drives, but the one I used to use for writing got corrupt somehow. So I lost a lot of the old stuff that I had saved on it, which didn't like I didn't lose an awful lot, like as much as I probably should have. I was lucky to salvage some of it, but
laptop secondhand for $250. It's not great, but it does the job because my old laptop was on his last leg. I switched to Google Docs. Got it. There is ButterDocs, which I believe will not scrape your writing for AI like Google Docs will. And I don't know about Dabble Writer. There's Ellipsis, which I know Gray, who is our map maker at Inimitable Books, really likes.
I think I've heard them talk about it.
Yeah, him talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
It's okay. And yeah, I have accounts on both. I still use Scrivener, and I turned off its AI features. So,
Scrivener's got AI too now?
Yeah, they're like, oh, let us rewrite it for you. I'm like, how about you don't?
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, no, I have that turned off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just posted the thing I needed to. Great. Okay. So I knew if I opened Forest app and then was like waiting to hit start on that, then I was going to forget about the marketing thing I actually had to do, and that would not be good. So thank you for, honestly, my pros are so bad. Google can have it.
Mood. Yeah, I took everything. When Incarnate launched, I took everything off of Google.
Yeah, if I'm going to share the Forest Room code, and I would like to start it at the 5-minute mark, if possible. So I'm going to read the code out as I'm putting it up on screen. 6. Ready, Crystal?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're good.
6 Golf Bravo Romeo Niner 2 Niner Sierra Golf, and that is a very interesting combo of numbers because it's related to something in my past, but these are randomly generated, and I'm just not going to say. But yeah, apparently Ellipsis updated, and Gray was excited about it recently. And regarding getting things secondhand or refurbished, Rebello, which I am not part of their affiliate program because they say they have one, but then it doesn't seem like it's functioning. I don't know. It's very confusing, but I love their website. They have a really good coverage program, at least for phones. I have not bought a laptop from there, but I believe I told Veronica King about Rebello, and I think she went on there to get her new laptop, or new to her laptop. So they have a lot of things, and they're like, I've gotten things that were in like, I don't remember. They have fair, good, something, and then I think excellent, and then premium. But like, I've gotten things from their either excellent tier, which like obviously the better quality you get, the more expensive it is from them, but it's normally still cheaper than if you got a new thing. They have new products basically. Like they're not like, oh, you have to wait 2 years before any of it shows up on their website. So
yeah, they do have a Canadian site, so I will take a peek as to how much of it's actually Canadian, because shopping American Canadian stuff is a little tricksy.
Totally valid. But I really love their website, and they make it pretty painless. They had a buyback program where you could trade in your old stuff for money as well, and they would pay you through like PayPal or something. Like it wasn't like they only give you store credit for them, but they paused that in September of this year, and they said they're launching it again sometime in 2026. So
That's neat. Okay.
that's one thing where it's like, oh, well, what do I do with my old device? Like, you used to be able to give it to them for money, but now I think you'd have to go to like Back Market or something and get your trade in, like have them buy it.
Gotcha. Okay. No, take a peek. I have a rule where I don't buy things for myself until the new year.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people pay too close attention and save me the trouble, which is wonderful. No complaints. But it's like we're waiting to see if people.
You're like, I've been perceived.
Yep. We're gonna wait until people perceive me. And if I am not perceived, then which usually
Then fine, I'll do it myself.
exactly.
Okay, we're gonna be starting soon. As a reminder, the typing ASMR is built into the timer, but we had an actual new person watching, not a bot. So I had forgotten to put up that explanation, but here we go. Hide this in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How'd you do?
Mostly was just a fact-finding mission. I was curious about this ellipsis thing, so I started looking at it. And the rebello thing. Yeah, I was mostly just looking at crap. I have no writing done in the making of this episode.
I set up my bullet journal for the day.
Woo.
Which is what I wanted to do during the first sprint, but as we know,
Boy. He's doing weird things. Nope. Make sure I remember to leave the room.
Gina uses Forest on the iPad. I mean, I use my phone when I have to, even when the Forest room is going, because that's, turn off deep focus mode.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, gotta find the tree.
Woo. Goodness gracious. Sorry. Computer's being weird on the other side.
Gwen is going to have to read this morning because her laptop was at 2% and she had gotten to the cafe before she realized she'd left her charger behind.
No.
Yeah.
Today is.
Yeah.
Today.
It's doing stuff.
It's today is happening all over the place. Ooh, what do you want?
Regina's out of coffee.
No.
She's doing a grocery order. The people in my life who I know who drink coffee. Oh, that's bad. Order yourself some coffee, Regina, and other groceries.
Yep, get that caffeination. I'm working through mine at present. I'm mixed. It's my usual thing to do in the winter. Is I do a packet of hot chocolate and mix it with coffee, and if I really need to see into the matrix, I add a little bit of espresso. Lately, I've definitely been needing to see into the matrix. Because writing is hard lately. Best thing I can say. Me and book 2 are living in a struggle bus, but it's fine.
You'll make it work.
Always do. Just have to freak out first. It's part of my process.
Oh no, I know. That's why I'm not. Can a cake be a tree? Yes, it can in the forest room. Yes. Correct, Regina. Correct.
100%. It's yes.
I see it's a 35-minute mark, and it will be for another 30 seconds. But before we get on the rant that Gwen is comment of book 2 suck ass, could send both of us on. We're going to start this sprint and then we will address it after. But
we love sequel syndrome.
I forgot how to pronounce your username because it's been so long. The
Kage
2026 is going to be my year of writing this time for real. I believe in you. In 3,
Yes.
2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. It just turned 36 as I hit it. I tried. Can you hear my mom on the phone? She's on the other side of the apartment, but I can. And I just want to know if I need to tell her to close the door so her private conversation stays private from the internet.
It's very Charlie Brown Christmas. It's more of just the differentiate. It's like womp,
Okay.
womp, womp.
Okay. Krista, why don't you tell everyone how you did?
I messed with Ellipsis a little more to see if I could get it into Scrivener into it, and the export stuff is not clean enough for my liking, so I'm probably not going to use it, at least for right now. So I was just playing around with it and trying to find tutorials and stuff like that. So it's neat, and I like it, and I like the fact that it's purple if I feel like it. But that's about it. So still no words in the making of this episode.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I closed the door. So now I think my mom saw me close the door and then took her off speaker. But I can hear both of them completely clearly because I very good hearing. So most of that spread, I was like, okay, play my video loud enough that I don't hear them, but not so loud that I can't do what I need to do, which is I was going over final changes with Kate, and there were certain ones that she had requested where I was like, oh, I need to talk about her with this. So I'm going to put them somewhere else, and I'll be able to organize what I've already done. But then when I had her on video call, it was taking extra time for me to be like, oh, let me put this in chronological order. Like, let me just go through all the changes with her that I need her input on before we lock them in. And then because I don't want to have to copy and paste the entire book into the ebook formatting software for the ARC generation, not the actual book, not the final ebook file, but the ARC that's going to go out tomorrow, I had to go through and be like, what chapter is this page in? And then figure it out. So I wrote down all the chapters that were in the like, oh, I had done them without her input, fine. But now I'm going back through and being like, oh, were any of these changes that I had to go over with her in a chapter that I skipped? And the answer is yes. So like, without me needing her extra input, it goes from there was a change in chapter 33 and a change in chapter 37. But then what I had to ask her for help when there was something in 35. So now like my bullet journal is not in order, but I'm still going through and making sure that my list when I go through is going to be chronological in the document itself that has the changes. So it's taking time, but it will save my sanity in the future because I really don't want to have to just like do the entire book again, because as a thriller, there are also a lot of, chapters in. They're not all long, but some of them are. And I'm just like, I really don't feel like it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, thanks, Gwen. I put it on a tab for later.
Page 216.
Because that's one thing that drives me nuts about going from program to program is sometimes the exports are a mess, to say it kindly.
Mm-hmm.
I love Scrivener separately. I tolerate Google Docs when I have to use it. And Word, well, me and Word, the Word I use is very, very old because I refuse to pay for Office 365. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, if it still works, then great.
Yeah.
Power
like,
to you.
Mine is so old that this was months ago. You sent me that message about turning off the AI functions in Microsoft. Mine is so old it doesn't even have that accessibility on it.
Okay, well that was before I knew that. I was sending that to everyone who I knew used Word. I it's not like I take a survey. I'm like, what's your version of Word?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. So I was like, hell yeah, a thing to fix. So I go in and I'm like,
there's nothing to fix.
Oh, neat. I mean, me and Word, we don't get along on it. Like 2016, we don't get along on a good day. So I use predominantly Scrivener and then Google Docs. But yeah. I love Scrivener. Hate its compile feature so much sometimes.
I don't like when they added in the AI features, not because I couldn't easily disable them, but because they moved where the name generator was, and it took me an embarrassing amount of time to figure out where it had gone.
Yeah.
Because where it used to be is where they're like, we're going to put the AI tools front and center. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but I care more about the name generator.
Yeah, I've as soon as you said that they've added AI features too, I'm just kind of like I love how it separates the chapters for when I'm writing it. Another problem I'm having I had recently is having to go find, like, I can't just control find through the whole entire file. I have to go into each chapter, and that was starting to drive me nuts.
No, if you go all the way up to the binder, then you can search the entire manuscript at once without having to go into individual documents.
Well, fuck me. Okay. It was a user error. We love that. We love that here because there were some errors that came up through while I was editing Incarnate's Rise. I'm just like, I was struggling to find them all.
Yeah, I mean, even with all of this stuff that are problems with software, sometimes you're almost relieved when it's user error.
100%.
At least I am, because it's like, okay, I don't have to look for an alternative. I literally just have to look for an answer.
Yeah. Yes, Gwenna, that was me. I was literally going chapter 12, chapter 11, chapter 10, control find, control. Nope, I didn't put that word here. I didn't put that word here.
Yeah, no, you don't. Save yourself next time. And you'll be happier.
I went from Word to Scrivener, okay?
No, I mean, yeah, no. So if
that's funny. The more you know.
Scrivener. I haven't opened my own Scrivener in a while, but okay. So I want to make this a single document. So let's say I'm in chapter 1. I'm going to change to screen share. I'll put up the code after, but I'm just going to simplify the view for everyone. If you click all the way up at manuscript, and this is because I use the novel template, but like basically the highest thing that encompasses all of your chapters and scenes, or however you organize, you go all the way up there and you say search in project.
See.
And it does it instead of searching document, which would only be searching chapter 1.
That is so funny.
So
that is,
I'll be like,
okay, yeah.
If we search Mason, it says chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Scene, I'd have to go and see, because I don't number my scenes when I'm first writing it, but then when I'm editing, I then go back in and write like 11.1, 11.2.
Cool. Yeah.
For my sanity when I'm doing those like types of project length searches. But as you can see, there's so much that's empty because this book is still being this is not from Inimitable Books. This is from me.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And then rants about sequels. Yes, we're going to have one. It just means I'm going to put up the code. But I was like, I'm not going to put up the code because it's going to then block the Scrivener screen share. And I was, No, we will. While I'm getting the Forest Room set up, Crystal, you know what? Actually, I'm going to let you enter the code first before you go on your rant, because I know how we both work.
Oh,
I was going to be like, go on your rant while I'm setting up the room. I'm like, no, we're not going to.
Because
that's a bad idea.
Yeah, once I tirade, I tirade hard. It just sounds like me ramble bitching. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so the code is 5-2 Yankee 4 Romeo Juliet Delta Sierra Golf.
Yeah.
And if we want words that go with each of those letters, I could say Romeo parentheses and Juliet die, comma, sorry guys.
I love that. I love that so much.
Okay, back to the rant. Have at it, Crystal. What's it like writing a sequel?
What do you mean I have to keep looking stuff up in my own book because I'm not the one who wrote it? How do I not know these things? Oh wait, I am the one who wrote it. How the hell do I know?
It says this, that if you put your 7 books in a trench coat into a single Scrivener file, not that I recommend it because I believe even Scrivener has limits, you could do this as well.
Guess what? Guess how it's set up.
Oh, it is on one document. One Scrivener binder.
Scrivener file. That's why it's laggy
Okay, so you literally could search the entire thing or only a single book by doing what I showed. But for me, I do book individually.
Yeah, I've got it broken down, but it's all in one file. Like I've got the original back when it was called back when Incarnate Thrives was called Shattered Star. I've got the draft following that. I've got what I'm working on for book 2. I've got Immortal Masquerade. She's all. I've got character notes. I need to. It's half the reason why I'm like, ooh, maybe I should do something different because this thing is it's my fault. It's all my fault. I'm like trying to write 7 books in one Scrivener file. It's lagging and it's a problem and it's fine. Right now we're living in book 2 hell. I'm having a serious case of the middle book syndrome where I'm like, how am I fleshing out what I've written for book 2 without dragging it and without it being too short? Right now I'm sitting at 45 to 50,000 words and I feel like it's dragging, but it's me. This shouldn't be this small amount of words. So I'm like, maybe there wasn't enough story to split it into 3, and now I'm considering combining taking book 2 and book 3 and smashing them together.
Well, that happened to me because I had written the Belgrave Legacy, which is the name of the trilogy and the first book. The Belgrave Legacy used to only be the name of the trilogy. The trilogy was going to be about a single couple across 3 books. And then when I was editing the second one, I was like, this doesn't have enough in it. And I don't want to add in a bunch of fluff and filler. And so I re-edited because it was basically book 1 was act 1, book 2 was act 2, etc. Yeah. So it was easy-ish to rewrite and combine. But then side characters were like, we want our own book. So then it became a trilogy again.
Yeah, it's like the book 2 in the original span of Project Incarnate, book 2 was only 4 chapters. Book Incarnate's Rise was like the first 20, and then book 3 was another 10. Book 2 was only so I'm trying to make and it's possible. Like I'm on chapter 24 now. There was enough story. The big comment I got from beta readers was I rushed through book 2's section. Those 4 chapters. It's like there feels like there could be more story here, and we literally went chapter 1, chapter 2, done. And I'm like, great. I've been able to hit arc points, and I'm now sitting at chapter 23. I think I have maybe 5 chapters left before I would finish this arc, this book. But I'm not even touching.
Is playing some of her books in her giant series. No, okay. in her Arthurian series, not the big story she's been brewing in her head that I didn't even know about, to have some of them be novellas instead of all be full-length novels.
Yeah, I'd
rather tell a short story than a bad one. Yeah, no, and I totally agree. And for me, my decision was to combine it because there did feel like parts in the third book, which is now the third act of the Belgrave Legacy, that were maybe bloated a little. So for me, it was like, okay, this is too lean, this is too bloated. If I combine it all, it's good. But for other people, it might make sense to be like, no, it's the length that it needs to be, and I'm not going to force it one way or the other. Yeah. And I respect that, as long as, they're being realistic, that they've gotten feedback, and they're not just like making the decision where a reader is like, actually, hold on, had you gotten out of your head, this might have been a different answer. But I really like that. Amara, I see your question. I do want to answer it, but I wanted Crystal to be able to talk about her sequel. And you may continue talking about your sequel if you would like to.
I do have a plan where I'm going to just write it as is, let it get to the end of the plot and see where the word count is, and then beta feedback it. Because one of my beta folks was just like, what if you combine the two? I'm like, well, just so I can say I can complete this draft by the end of the year, I'm going to just write it as is, because if
I am totally for this, sometimes I think it's better to fix than to just like restart from scratch and you never reach the end. Also, it's so funny, on the vertical one, you're not centered on your camera, so it's like cropping you. There we go.
There, yeah.
Your face.
I'm used to this.
But yeah, I agree. Reach the end, even if that end comes sooner than you think it, than you planned / want it to be, and then you deal with it in revision.
Yeah, because it's not hard to add book 3 onto it. It's just, bonk. It just will take me an extra couple months. But I'm not hoping to be published with the second book until like late 2026, early 2027. So I have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knock on wood things.
Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about what should go in novel Bible, encyclopedia, whatever. I would say good things to include. This is going to sound silly, but it's really helpful for editing later, especially if you are going to hire a professional at some point down the line to do copy editing or proofreading. All your character names, even if you think it's like, well, I know how to spell my character name. People make typos with their own character names all the time, including me, but also the books I edit for Inimitable Books. Second, if you capitalize a normal word because it's the name of a store, or if you're in a fantasy world and you're like, oh, like in the Golden Compass, you capitalize compass, because it's talking about a specific thing and it's not just like the normal run of the mill. You would want to note that. You would want to note character relationships, so you don't accidentally say like, oh, cousin, and then you look back and you're like, wait, I had it be uncle. Not necessarily that is something you have done, but things get wacky in revisions, and if there are always remnants from an old revision that you thought you completely eradicated, and then you're going through it for the millionth time and you find something else. So character relationships, spelling, things that are important, especially if they're spelled weird or weirdly capitalized compared to normal grammar. You also want to have descriptions of your characters, especially hair color. Not like height as in numbers necessarily, but like this character is taller than someone else if they interact with each other, so that you never have any choreography that doesn't make sense. If someone who's normally shorter is suddenly taller, you have to then read that scene and be like, oh, are they standing on something or did I just mess up? You also hair color, eye color, height. I already said relationships, which is not my example is familial relationships, but also, romantic, sexual. X's, all those fun things.
Yep.
Timeline info. Kate Kavanaugh's many videos on her YouTube channel can attest to the importance of knowing your story's timeline. So that's important.
Any check off items where it's like the important items show up. I keep those labeled so that way Darian's briefcase does not magically reappear and disappear every 30 seconds. I didn't want to say the actual word that goes with the rest of the Chekhov's. That's why I said
yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is good. That was a great addition.
If they have like at least for characters, for me, if they have a particular color palette, like I use in descriptions, so like I tend to mark them down in my very unfinished Bible.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of
important events. If there's like,
well, yeah, I mean, I think that goes into the timeline thing.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But I would say that like if there are any customs or important rules in the world, and I know Amara's current project is contemporary, but knowing that like this character has this job with these certain rules, and then if they break that rule in the plot and you read that, you're like, did I forget that this was a rule that they're not allowed to break, or did I have them break it for plot purposes? But then you need to remember that you broke it for plot purposes so that there are accurate consequences later. So like things like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I said, Regina, but I'm glad we're all on the same page because Regina has definitely corrected me and been like, I think you gave this character different eye colors earlier in the book. And I'm like, I did, thank you. And then I fixed it in revision thanks to her notes.
Yep.
I think that's good to start with. I'm sure I could go on and on about everything else that I've done in editing, but I guess I would add if there are like any quirks or something like in the video on this channel about dialogue. I give some examples from the forthcoming book, Thanks for Watching by Kate Kavanaugh. And she has a character who will say the word anyways with an S at the end, even though grammatically that's normally not how it should be appearing, but that's how she says it. And that's a quirk of the character. So you would maybe want to make a note and be like, this is not a grammatical error. This is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Leave it. And also like only this character says this, or maybe only this family says this because like it's a cultural thing and it was like taught from the parents to the kids or something.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it's weird. You know, like when adults try and have funny, cute names for like bodily functions when you're a little kid. Sometimes my family didn't do that. They're like, no, we're going to teach you what the word is.
Yeah.
So, you know, but other families will sometimes, you know, they won't necessarily call with a fart and they'll be like, oh, it's a toot or something. Yep. So then you have to be like, this character calls it that, but other characters don't. And then you would mark that down or something.
Yeah.
Because if that character who has always called it one thing, but then suddenly starts calling it something else, you'd be like, oh, that's a mistake. Or I need to have a reason why they would change.
Yeah. That. Kind of going off from that. This might be just more of a, I'm not sure if word choice. So for, especially as a Canadian author, this is such a pain in my ass because there are words that I prefer the American look and the way it fits on the page more than I like their Canadian or British counterparts.
Yeah.
So if you have a specific version of favor for existence that you prefer, that might be helpful to note down somewhere because the amount of times that I have multiple versions of it's driven me nuts. Because I know the one I like and a few of the ones I didn't like got into the book.
Oh.
And it's like piddly things, but it's like my biggest weird I don't like the
Skeptical?
word skeptical and skeptical. I do not like the Canadian version.
I love it with the K.
Yeah, I do not like it with the C.
It looks weird to me, and I know that that's such an American thing to say. But there are other times where I think the British or Canadian or basically not American spelling of words are better. But then there are just certain ones where I'm like,
yeah. Well, because my dyslexia sees the C version and sees it as septic. And it's like, no, that's not what I wrote here. So I'm like, using the K is a thing.
yeah. Also, in the video about dialogue, I do say don't only rely on an accent, because writing an accent gets really tiring for readers to see on a page or on a screen, or even here in an audiobook form if it's not done well. And then Regina emphasizing her point by writing cannot instead of can't in her comment about how she cannot write with contractions in the first draft.
Yep. That I definitely use contractions as a signifier for, like, my Darian, one of my characters. When I write, his voice in my head is very English. Like highbrow British, just that very lilty, very proper. So he will not use contractions unless he's starting to get like frustrated.
I mentioned Captain Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the dialogue video, where I'm like, he will not use contractions until he gets really mad or really in the show.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Andre Braugher. You were amazing in all the roles I saw you in.
Yeah.
He was really good in House.
I don't necessarily like. I'm really, really bad at actor names, so I don't necessarily know who you're talking about.
The captain in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, months ago.
Oh, goodness.
Maybe even last. I don't remember.
Oh, dude, him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He died December 11, 2023.
Dude. Sad panda.
Yeah, they had all these I think it was the Brooklyn Nine-Nine channel or Comedy Bites or one of those channels. They were doing all these compilations of Captain Holt moments, and everyone in the comments was saying rip. And I guess Amara just never saw any of them. Because she's not on that side of YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad.
I have heard see, there's that part's the thing. I'm also not the biggest fan of The Office.
But it's not like, it's like The Office, but it's not.
Okay.
And it's I like it so much more, and it's a lot less. I mean, The Office is funny, but sometimes they're mean. And like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like people were ever really mean in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. Maybe I'll add it to my ever-growing list of things that Crystal needs to experience that has yet to experience.
Yeah, but like there are a lot of comedy shows that like I either watched in the past or like tried to watch one episode because it's famous, and I'm like, these people are mean, and I don't want to like spend my time watching that. Like, I never felt that way about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
It is the 30-minute mark. We are going to start the sprint.
Woo.
Yes, what Amara said in the chat, but I'm going to share the timer, and we're going to start the sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. It is still safely the 30-minute mark, but it won't be soon. How'd you do?
I actually got some words. Got only but only 178 because Asa decided it was cuddle time. So there was cuddles as is expected. And then of course at the last minute, like 30 seconds left on the clock, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get food now. Like, ma'am, I was just getting into it.
Not about you.
I know. It's always about her, and you know, that's totally fine. But yeah, GD.
I got some of the really, really quick changes done in the arc. I'm working from the bottom up just to, make life interesting.
I mean, fair. Ouch.
So
yeah. No, now I'm getting the cat death stare because she just polished off her food, so now her bowl is empty, even though she's probably not hungry. But the bowl is empty.
yeah.
It's like, but I might be hungry later, and you might not give me food later. So how about you give it to me now? You want to come back up? Okay. There you go.
Okay, so yay! Because Amara, while we were talking, she was like, "Oh, I have the timeline stuff. That's 7 pages. That's 10 pages." And 7 pages of character bios. For my teacher's sake, I think I can call this assignment finished, which was like 30 minutes ago that she wrote this comment. And then continue adding for me once it's turned in. And I totally agree. And I popped this comment up on screen when I came in and been like, I'm looking at the time and realizing I need to take my morning meds before it is officially no longer morning. So give me a second.
No worries. That's
why don't you do your outro?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm Crystal. My channel is Crystal's Cluster, where I make a cluster of content ranging from whatever I decide to do at any given day. Mostly, it's just relegated to live streams right now, Mondays and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, where it's just more of this. We do the work, we get the words, we do the vibes. It's fine. I am also the author of Incarnate Rise, my debut novel, My Secret Lineage, new adult paranormal fantasy with vampires, magic, werewolves, gods, and a woman who is thrown into a destiny that may or may not be her own. I'm working on the sequel. Middle Book Syndrome is fun. And that's me. I have a website if you want more stuff involving the book. More stuff might happen on the website here soon. I'm not going to actually say if anything because I am not actually have anything set up yet. But, follow me there. I also have to write the newsletter. Oh, God. I keep forgetting. I have to do this month's newsletter. All right.
It's okay. And my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. We have lots of books coming this year. Next year is still December 2025, but in my head, because our last book of 2025 came out at the start of this month, I'm like, oh, this year. But anyway, we have multiple titles out now. We have multiple titles up for pre-order. We have a cover reveal happening this coming Tuesday. So consider signing up on our website to share that. It is Beyond Ever After by Chantal Godory. It is the sequel to her book, Until the Last Page. Both books feature a real woman who is in a book of fairy tales having to interact with and help fairy tale characters survive their story so she can get home. Please check it out. You do need to read book 1 before you read book 2, but it is a magical journey. If you are able to get the hardcover, there is really beautiful Under the Dust Jacket art by the artist who made the map. I mentioned earlier that Grayson Wild makes our maps for Inimitable Books titles, except for the Wanderer of Pages duology, which is Until the Last Page, and Beyond Ever After, which is done by someone else, a friend of the author. And really, the art is just so gorgeous, and we have a really fun thing planned for Under the Dust Jacket of book 2. On our website, you can also register any pre-orders that you may have done, as long as it is before pub day. So please be sure to do that, because there's an associated gift with each title. If you have already read any of our titles, please consider leaving reviews for them on Amazon, Goodreads, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you shop for books, really, although I don't believe Bookshop allows for reader reviews on their pages, which is a little bit of a bummer, because that is a great website to use if you want the online shopping experience of bigger retailers but still want to support indie bookstores. Also, please note, though, that while the country is the world is seeing a lot of boycotting of bigger companies, buying from a bigger company will tell that company that there is reader interest in a title and will encourage them to stock a book from a small publisher like us. So please, consider where you're buying from, but any book sale is helpful. Also, if you're someone who's like, I read all my books from the library, that's cool too. Request Inimitable Books titles at your libraries, and any word of mouth to try and get our books into the hands of more readers would be helpful. So thank you for being here. I hope this was productive for you. I know we had a rough start thanks to the internet being the internet, but I am so grateful for the good community that I have found over the start of the pandemic and through now of genuine people here. So I'm grateful for all of you, because not only would this live stream not have been pleasant once we got over that rough beginning, but I also would not have had the confidence or support necessary to make Inimitable Books what it currently is and what I hope it will become in the future. So thank you, and we'll be streaming again on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern over on Twitch. Same username as here. And then here on Thursday, 1 p.m. here on YouTube. It is already up on our channel. So check that out. I can speak. All of our streams are up on our website, inimitablebooks.com. And also we have some authors who are doing physical events in the new year. So be sure to check out the entire calendar, not just our streams, because when an Inimitable author is going to an event in the future, we like to put that up there in case anyone sees that and decides they want to go to a book signing. So thank you to everyone who is here, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.